Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is your host Trillionaire, and today we're discussing a brand new ICO. It goes by the name of Fabric Token. All right, this is going to be a Fabric Token ICO initial analysis. All right, this is just an initial analysis. We're not diving deep into the details here. We're not going over the white paper here. We're just going to touch on the most important key issues very quickly in the interest of saving your time and mine, because if the ICO isn't worth it, then I don't want to waste a bunch of time on it. You feel me? If that's okay with you guys, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. So, first criteria to discuss, when is the ICO? And the ICO is coming in just 3 days, 7 hours, 25 minutes. In fact, it's not coming in 3 days, 7 hours, and 25 minutes. It's already here. In fact, it's been here for a little over a month. I would say about a month and a half, give or take a few days. And they raised about $1 million in the first month of their ICO, or so they claim. And they haven't raised much since. It looks like their total goal was about $10 million to be raised, and they've gotten nowhere near that. So that's a little bit concerning. And, you know, I did some digging to see why that is, and we're going to go over that in just a little bit, but let's keep on going down the list here. So now we know that when the ICO ends and that you can currently participate it if you wish. If you go ahead and go to fabrictoken.io/token-sale, you'll end up right on this page, and it'll tell you all this wonderful information that you would want to know about the token sale. Now, what the heck does Fabric Token do? And that's a great question. What does Fabric Token do? Okay, well, if you go right to their fact page, it'll tell you this. What is the Fabric Token ecosystem? The Fabric Token ecosystem is a bundle of software which will enable easier adoption and popularization of blockchain technology and smart contracts by providing user-friendly interfaces and predefined smart contract components for specific use cases. The Fabric Token ecosystem will empower individuals of any background, technical or not, with the decentralized technology of the future. Okay, so in layman's terms, what they're saying is they're going to allow people to go ahead and build dApps in a very easy to do way, point and click, so to speak, as opposed to learning Solidity and building it the old-fashioned way. At least on Ethereum's blockchain, you would need to learn Solidity. Obviously, there's other projects out there such as Neo that do not require that. Other projects such as Lisk that do not require that. But these guys' focus is to make it real simple for anybody to go ahead and do just those things. Okay, great. So what problem does the Fabric Token ecosystem solve? We may have just covered that a little bit, but let's go ahead and see what they have to say about it. The FT ecosystem solves an assortment of problems, most of which are mentioned on the homepage. Okay, go to the homepage and check that out if you guys wish. However, most are extensively depicted in the white paper. Have taken a look at the white paper. It was about 30 pages long with 3 pages of references. It seemed like a lot of rhetoric, repeating things that are essentially commonplace knowledge in the cryptocurrency community, but I digress. In short, since blockchain technology and smart contracts are not yet adopted on a larger scale and still mostly regarded as experimental, we propose the Fabric Token ecosystem, which will allow any individual or business to easily develop, test, and deploy their blockchain-based application, okay, aka dApp. It's going to allow everybody to create a dApp. We've already covered that. Anyways, that's the problem that they solve. Is there a product out right now? And you know what? I went and I did a little bit digging, and let's see what I found. So over here you have what they call the Token Factory. It's the only place that I actually saw it called the Token Factory. I didn't notice that it was called the Token Factory anywhere else on their main page. Maybe I missed it. I am known to make errors from time to time. I am human, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, point is, what can you do here? Well, let's do a little bit of clicking around. You go to the home page here. You go to the interact with contract here. and you can enter the address of the token contract you want to interact with. Okay, well, I do not have one just yet. And this is a demo, ladies and gentlemen. This is a demo because they don't actually have a product out right now. They're just giving you a demo of their product. I mean, I suppose you could say this is their product at the present time. And it's only a demo. It's not actually functioning because their token isn't yet to be released. Now, once their token is released, then it will be functioning. And apparently that's going to take place on April 1st. April 1st. Until then, this is what we've got to work with. So we're going to go ahead and create a token here, since this is a function of Fabric tokens. Fabric tokens. I forgot their name for a second. Since this is a function of Fabric tokens, you know, what they're bringing to the marketplace. So as part of their software kit, let's see what they got. So since my name's Trillionaire, we'll go ahead and we'll make a Trillionaire token. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we got a trillion, and I could be a zero off, so I'm gonna look like an idiot, but I'll deal with it. Anyways, Trilli token, decimal places. We don't need any decimal places. We'll just go with that one, and we go with that. Trill. Okay, create the token, and you folks can't see that, but a MetaMask prompt did pop up from my test MetaMask account. Absolutely nothing in there. And here we go. It's creating the token, awaiting confirmation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get my first token here. Hey, there we go. All right, we got Trilli token over here with the ticker symbol TRI. Interacting with the address, there is the address for the Trilli token. And if you want to transfer Trilli token, you can transfer it to another account there, and you know, let them know the address, let them know the amount. We're not going to do any of that right now. You know, you can approve an account to withdraw multiple times from the main smart contract, the main Trilli token smart contract. Approve account to withdraw multiple times up to a specified amount. You can check the balance of an account, or an account. Can you check the balance of any account or just the Trilli account? I don't know. Transfer allowance, transfer between accounts, a specified amount that you've been authorized to do so. Okay, and you can check allowance. Okay, so these are all the functions of the first bit of software that they're providing to the public. This does not seem anything impressive to me, if I'm being honest, but at least they have something. I don't know. I feel like a developer could throw this up in just less than a day and get that going, which brings me to my next topic here. Next little ticker when we like to check out these ICOs. Big thing is who's making the crypto, who's making this company, who's making, you know, who's a part of this team. What about the team, man? What about the team? You know, without a good team, you don't have a good business, and without a good business, you certainly don't have a good cryptocurrency. Well, Bitcoin doesn't care anything about a business, but anyways, I digress. So what about the team? And that's a great question. So I came over to, you know, the main page here. We'll click on the main page and do a little bit of scrolling, and, you know, you see about, And one thing I'm beginning to notice here is they do have their team. In fact, it's all the way down at the bottom here. Let's go ahead and check out who these bad boys are. And they do have LinkedIn accounts. This is good. This is very good. We're going to do a quick overview on these guys. All right, so we got Nikolay Nikov, which is Vision Strategy Backend Development CEO. Okay. You got Marin Ivanov, totally mispronouncing that, but I digress. Software and Smart Contract Development DevOps CTO. Doncho Karivanov, Marketing, Content Design, Front-End, and Smart Contract Development. Okay, so it sounds like these boys are, you know, knowledgeable about what it is that they're trying to develop. You know, not difficult to make it sound that way. I want to have a little look at their LinkedIns, but first let's see who their advisors are. You got Dimitar Boyanev, Business and Legal Framework, not even going to try and pronounce that, technical consultant, business landscape analysis and BPM consulting, market research and project economics, project management consultant, and content editor over there. Okay, and these are their advisors, not team members. Interesting. What do you need? A content editor is your, I suppose you could have an advisor for just about anything. Anyways, here's a bit of their contact information down here, just in case you folks want to check that out. But what I want to check out right now is, do these guys have any real extensive experience? And looks like they don't have many contacts on LinkedIn. They got about 216. Looks like education, 2009, 2013, bachelor's degree, computer software engineering at Sophia University, St. Clement, not a university I've ever heard of. Would be easy to further research that, however. Software engineer and Scrum Master, 2013, 2015. That's in Bulgaria. So everything in Bulgaria. Naked Tech, present, founder. Okay, so nothing all that impressive from what I'm seeing. The dude supposedly worked with Experian, designing and implementing bug-free, scalable, and for 3 years. Luxoft. Okay. I'm familiar with Experian, not so much Luxoft, and we all, if that's the same Experian I'm thinking of, we all know what happened with those guys, but that means nothing. Okay, so let's go on. And if that guy doesn't look like a villain, I don't know who does. Let's check out Marin here. 500 contacts plus. That's good. Web application developer, software developer. Okay, and part-time software developer. 13, 15, 16. And founder Naked Tech. Okay. Also all in Bulgaria, Netherlands. Okay, and that's with Stenic Group Limited. Casino Technology, Patchman BV. 3, 4. Okay, can't count them out, but not giving them an all-star rating either. Doesn't mean that they can't do a good job, just doesn't mean that they haven't done anything impressive that I've seen thus far. Founder and CEO of Inet Solutions, 2015 to present, 3 years, 3 months. Naked Tech. So all these guys are founders of Naked Tech, which must be the company behind Fabric Token. If not, they're operating it as a separate entity, which certainly could be the case. Java developer, Bulls. And interesting, it does seem like they all attended the same schooling at about the same time, so they're college buddies. Yeah, they're college buddies. Okay, makes sense. To me, that may lend a little bit more street cred to the fact that these individuals are actually real and they're not made up. But again, needs more digging, honestly. The product itself, not super impressed with it thus far. It's very bare bones and very basic, though this is a very new cryptocurrency. So, you can give them a little slack there as well. If you like the idea, then certainly, you'd give them a little bit of slack and, maybe buy a little bit and see where it goes. That's what investing in extremely small cap cryptos, that's the risk. When you're getting in so early, you're investing in things that are highly likely to go down. Now, these boys only have $1 million raised, actually $2 million raised if you include the pre-ICO, okay? And so if you include that, you're talking about a really small market cap here, which means it's something that could easily climb in value if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, if they can have some sort of steam built up around them. Now, why have they only raised $2 million in their own words on their blog? I'm not sure. Why don't we dig a little deeper and see what we can't find? First, have we determined if the team is good or not? I would give the team a C, okay? It's nothing too impressive. There's not many people actually on the team. They have like twice as many advisors as they do team members. So it's not something I really feel comfortable with myself, but I'll leave that for you guys to decide. This is just, again, an initial analysis video, and I'm not here to do all the research for you. That's what you guys are for, okay? You got to do the research yourself to decide if you want to put your dollars in there. Okay, so we'll move on to the timeline. Okay, thank you for the beta there. And here we see September 2017 started development on Token Gen, and I believe that's what the last thing we were just looking at was meant to be called, although it was called something entirely different, which is somewhat suspect in my mind because perhaps it came from a completely another source and they're just you know, stealing it for the purpose of this paper here to show that they have a product, and now they can go ahead and get $2 million and run off into the sunset. Certainly there's plenty of ICO scams. In fact, the majority are. And another thing we got to look out for, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so started development on Token Gen, October 2017. Started development on Dapp Workbench. And Dapp Workbench is essentially the item that makes it easy for you to go ahead and do the point and click sort of deal and create your own cryptocurrency, create your own fundraising dealio. It makes it really easy for you to make your own smart contract essentially, and that's what this platform is for, so that you can make smart contracts. The layman can make a smart contract. All right, so Token Gen 1.0 in February 2018 includes a fully functioning web application for token and fundraiser smart contract generation, and that is what we were looking at just now with that beta release that's set to release officially on April 1st. Token Gen 2.0 coming in April 2018. The additional smart contract templates added for both token and fundraiser functionality. It's interesting that they're waiting until everything's being released to release the good stuff, but they gave the reason again that they're waiting for the actual tokens to come out so that they could show that. That could just be a really good excuse to go ahead and get as much money as they can and run, because they don't actually have any legit developers and they're just pilfering things in the meantime. Because what I'm seeing so far is, you know, this webpage could be made on something like Wix.com. It's not exactly complicated. Anyways, moving forward, Dapp Workbench public beta includes the fully functioning Dapp Workbench desktop application as well as cloud with a limited set of smart contract components, which will be determined and publicized prior to beta launch. Okay, yada yada. Dapp Workbench 1.0 extends beta version of software. Okay, Fabric Store development start. Initial code for the smart contracts. Okay, so they got plenty more things planned on down the line for what it is that they have set out to do. It coincides with what they were talking about in their white paper. Does make sense. All right. And perhaps, you know, this is a translation error. Maybe they do mean that these guys here are all about a part of their team. Because they are saying core team here and they're calling these guys advisors. Perhaps they are actually working with them as a team, and perhaps they're just part-time, so they call them advisors. I don't know. All right, so timeline, ICO funds distribution. That's what we want to check out here. We're ICO investors. We want to know if this is really a smart ICO to invest in from a token economics point of view. Okay, and when I look at that, what we see right now is they've raised about 2,048 Ethereum, which equates to just under $1 million at current Ethereum prices. Call it $450 today. All right, you got about another 3 days, 7 hours to go ahead and put your dollars down, your Ethereum down, because that's all they're going to take. All right, they do explain how you can contribute to the token sale. should you wish to. Just simply, go on the site and click around. You'll find it. It's not hard to find. They talk about when the token launch was, February 15th. The total supply, 100 million tokens. The fundraiser cap is 80 million FT, equaling roughly 9 million USD. I know we called it 10 million earlier in the initial analysis of this, but it's 9 million. Accepted form of payment, Ethereum. The Fabric token price is not even a penny. Okay, that's in Ethereum, never mind. 0.000125 Ethereum per FT. Fabric token exchange rate, about 1,000 FT per Ethereum. Crowd sale bonuses. And I feel sorry for those people who invested their Ethereum at the beginning of this crowd sale, because when you give them your Ethereum, they immediately give you back their FT token. All right, so if you did that February 16th, I don't even want to know what the price was, and I feel like it was somewhere in the 800, 900 range, if I'm not mistaken. And now you're doing it at roughly half. So right now, if you waited till the end of the crowd sale, just by circumstance, you're getting twice as many tokens essentially for, you're getting twice as many tokens. All right, so the distribution, public, 71.25 million, okay? That's 71% are going to be going. And by the way, if all the tokens don't get distributed, then tokens will be burned, all right? All the remaining tokens will be burned, which I believe is going to actually raise, if they're not going to burn them evenly, that's going to raise the amount that the core, the partners, the advisors, and the marketing all gets. It's going to raise the amount of FT tokens that they get, which will leave the public with far less of a percentage. Now, hopefully I have that wrong, and I would like to see that cleared up by them, but we'll leave that for a later video. We can ask them that question in the Telegram. You can ask them the question in that Telegram if you are planning on investing in this particular project. All right, so had a look at the timeline. We see the ICO funds distribution. The core team's going to end up with 12%. The partners end up with 9%. The advisors, 7%. Marketing, 1%. What do I think about this token distribution? As it stands, should it stand that way after they burn the extra tokens? I think it's great. I do. I think that, the majority of the tokens being in the public hands is great. I think the core team should have tokens so that they're incentivized to see the project through, but not a ridiculous amount. And anywhere from 10 to 15% is absolutely reasonable. So the fact that they're sitting at 12%, wonderful. This is probably the same way that I would want to set up an ICO if I do one, okay? And I do have things that I'm working on. Maybe I'll key you ladies and gentlemen in. I digress. All right. So, ICO funds of distribution, you got the token distribution. I want to know what the funds are going to exactly, and I didn't really see that anywhere, how they were planning on spinning the funds from ICO. Perhaps if you guys find that, you can let me know. I'm going to take a quick look at the white paper here, see if I can't discover it real quick. Key team members, token distribution, budget allocation, right there, page 27. Let's head on down, page 27. Okay, here we are, page 27. Maximum funds raised targets, essentially 9 million USD. Token distribution budget allocation, here we are. And I just want to zoom into that a little bit. Make sure you guys can see it okay. Looks like 55% of the budget is going to product development that's allocated to the core Fabric token team. All right. This financing will allow the development of Dapp Workbench product, including the necessary adjustments and improvements to the already existing token tool. And as we saw, there was 3 guys on that core team, and they've raised $2 million. So those 3 guys are going to split about $1 million. They're each going to be getting about $300,000, maybe a little bit more than $300,000 each at the end of this token sale, if they're not already cashing their Ethereum out, which I don't believe they would. But you'd have to check the address that you're sending it to and whatnot. Okay, so marketing. 14% of the budget goes to marketing, and that's going to be, oh, what was that? 150,000, so about $300,000 as it stands right now. That's allocated for expanding awareness, adoption, Fabric token ecosystem. $300,000, not a lot of money, but you know what? If they are smart, they will be able to get the word out about that token, and that should snowball their effect. We already did see that a fair amount would be going towards marketing up there with their actual token distribution. I'm looking for it up here. Locked in. They're talking about when they're locked in and whatnot. Okay, not quite what I was looking for. Anyways, moving on. So got their token distribution. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this video up. What do I think about Fabric token as a whole? Okay, I think you guys kind of got the idea of how I feel about it. I give the team about a C, and that's just because not seeing anything too impressive from them, not seeing too impressive advisors or anybody, and I think that's why this ICO isn't really raising that much. Another reason I wasn't really feeling this so much was the idea seems kind of bland. Like, I like the idea of what they're doing. Essentially, they're trying to be like a Wix, Wix.com, point and click, make your own website sort of deal, except for smart contracts. I think it's a great idea. I just don't know that they need their own token for that. I think that's kind of extra. I think it's an excuse to go ahead and raise some money, but nevertheless, if that's what it takes for them to go and build a good project, by all means, let's do it. I didn't really see anywhere how much it would cost for the particular services on their platform, and that is something that I would like to see, especially before I invest in it, because if the service costs are too high, it's not going to work. I'm sure that they'll figure out something, if they haven't already figured it out already, to make sure that that isn't going to steer customers away. But nevertheless, again, we don't know anything about these guys, so maybe they're idiots. Who knows? I like the way they set up the ICO. I think that's great, and that is what I would give them an A for. Overall, I probably rate this at about like a C+, maybe a B-. All right, I'm not running out to invest in this ICO, but I think it's not a bad ICO, and I wouldn't tell anybody not to invest in it if they have done their own research, and really suss things out and really invested their time in finding out if these individuals are legitimate and whatnot. Okay, certainly wouldn't dissuade anybody from doing that. So again, my rating for these guys, C+, B-. We'll give them a B-. All right, B-, and that's all for Trillionaire today. Tomorrow, if you want to tune back in, you can check out Go Network. We're going to go ahead and dive into what Go Network's about and dive into some of the controversy behind it and some of the rumors that I may or may not heard of superstars getting into the space. Okay, we'll see if it is a profitable opportunity. Their token sale has not started yet, though supposedly they do have pre-sales going on right now. Folks trying to cut deals, cut checks, and get smaller, pay a smaller amount and receive more tokens in return in order to go ahead and dump that on ICO launch. Okay, at the end of ICO, I should say, once it hits platforms, centralized and decentralized alike. All right, folks, this has been your host, Trillionaire. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever. Just have a good life. Peace.